Welcome back. George Kilpatrick, Inspiration for the Nation. I want everybody to be aware of the tragedy of not voting. And this is showing up once again in Florida. The Florida Board of Education voted to greenlight on Wednesday new standards for teaching African American history in public schools despite criticism from civil rights and education groups. Republican governor and presidential idiot hopeful Ron DeSantis has pushed a law since 22 regulating how the issue of race is to be taught in the state schools. Well, now this new standards require educators to teach middle school students that slaves developed skills which in some instances could be applied for their personal benefit. This is some BS, y'all. And this is the consequence of not voting. And so now Florida has a supermajority, most Republicans, meaning they can pass any damn thing they want. So while you sitting there talking about you ain't participating and you don't know what the benefit is, this is a consequence, and this erasure of history is happening all across the country. And it starts with our lack of participation in the process, but it goes even further. Per CNN, when high school students learn about the events such as the 1920 Ocoee Massacre, the new rules require, that's massacre that happened in Florida, that it include acts of violence perpetrated against and by African Americans. In other words, that massacre, which is considered the deadliest election day violence in U.S. history, started when a black landowner by the name of Moses Norman attempted to cast his ballot and was turned away by white poll workers. That's what started the riot. In addition, new standards are noted for lessons about other massacres, including the Atlanta Race Massacre, the Tulsa Race Massacre, and the Rosewood Race Massacre. Y'all, this is what's happening, y'all, across this country and across this community. And this is so for you, all you black men that are in love with Donald Trump, you see what that begat on the Supreme Court? Restrictions in affirmative action, restrictions in abortion rights, right? Y'all sitting there playing around, didn't want to support Hillary Clinton back in the day when you had the chance, and the consequence of that is what we see today. And then you have idiot, crazy people that we've elected. We got to, I don't care what you say, we have to stay woke. And we have to continue to use all of our, it's not just electoral, it's economic, it's also political. We got to use everything in our arsenal to fight, because we slept. While everybody's talking about don't be woke, we slept. And it's time for us to wake the F up. George Kilpatrick, Inspiration for the Nation.